Hello everyone, you are welcome to this class. So in this class, we want to continue from where we stopped in our last video, whereby we discussed the perimeter of plane shapes. So in this video, we want to discuss area of plane shapes, whereby we'll be looking at some areas of some shapes, for which we have triangles, rectangles, and squares, parallelogram, trapezium, and circles. And as well, we're going to look at areas of composite shapes. So when we have combinations of two or more plane shapes being together, forming some other kind of shapes that we cannot give them names. So those are the things we want to look at in this video. So let's look at the first part. Now, the objectives of this class are: first one, you must be able to understand what plane shapes are. So what what the meaning of area? When we talk about area, what does it mean? So we need to understand that. So understanding the concept will help you to understand some basic concepts, some other concepts in the nearest future. Then we also look at how do we calculate areas of these plane shapes that we have mentioned. Then we need to understand that composite shapes can be defined, can be divided into familiar shapes to find their total what area. So those are the things we want to look at in this video. So the next thing we are going to look at what is the meaning of area. What's the meaning of area? So the concept of area is the amount of space a flat shape fills, such as painting a wall. So let me give you an instance here. We have let's say we have this coming. So we have this plane shape here. So this the space occupied by this shape, this space here is area. So that's why I said area is the amount of what? Is the amount of space a flat shape fills. So example of it is that if you have a wall, you want to paint a wall, like this one, this is a wall. So I've painted it. So that area that is painted is the area covered. Like I have to okay, paint this particular area, this particular portion. So we are painting, we are talking about area. I hope that is very clear. So just like you have a farm, so the area covered, you can't use all your land. So the area covered by the plants you have planted, so is what refers to as what the area of that shape. Is that clear? So the next is to look at, let's think of an area like the number of square tiles. Now, when we are measuring area, so we measure area in square units. So that is why we make use of square to describe area of a particular shape. Just like we have it here now, the area covered by the tiles we have there, the area covered, this tiles now. How many tiles do we have there? So you can see that the tiles, each side we have it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So which means this the area covered by the tiles, we have 6 tiles, 6 square tiles. I hope I'm with you. 6 square tiles. That's what we have there. So each tile will give us a unit. So if each square is, let's say, 1 unit. So here, so the area covered by these tiles will be what? 6 square units. Six what? 6 square units. 6 square units. That's the area covered by this. So if each unit is now 1 centimeter, it will now be what? 6 centimeters squared. So that's why I said that you should note that areas are measured in what? In square units. So when you are calculating whatever you are given, so at the end of the day, you must be able to show us that this is in centimeters squared, it is in meters squared, and so on and so forth. All right. So the first one here is a square. From what you can see here, we've described square. Square as all the sides are equal and has equal angle. All right. The square has all 4 sides equal in length. So find the area of a square. We simply multiply the length of one side by itself. So which means area of this square, this is the length, This is length, this is length, this is length. So the area covered by this square is to side times side, or s squared, which is s squared. Sometimes we make use of L, that is L squared. So if you see it in textbook, it's still the same thing. I hope this is clear. So it's still the same thing. So that is that on this one. That is going to be L squared here. I hope I'm making sense. All right. So we'll move to uh, the next slide we have there. So we also have area of rectangle. So as you all know that in rectangle, the opposite sides are what? Equal. The opposite sides are equal. All right. So to find this, this is length and this is width or breadth. Width or what? Or breadth. Either of the two. So to find the area of this, that means length times what? Breadth, or length times what? Width. So that's the area of rectangle is length times width or breadth. So which is this? So let's now look at examples now. All right, so the first example is this. So the first one says that we should find the area of the shape below. So if you look at the shape given to you there, you notice that it's a square. I've made it known to you that to find the area of a square, so you just multiply the size by itself. So solutions now. Solutions. So A will be 7 area of square, because it's square, area of square is equal to length times what? Length. And the length here is 7. That's going to be 7 times what? 7. That gives us 49. So you notice the unit given here is centimeters. So in that case, I said that areas are measured in what? Square units. So that is going to be what? Centimeters squared. I hope this is very clear to you. All right. So with the second one says, if a rectangle has a length of 7 centimeters and a width of 3 centimeters. So what's its area? So what's the area of the rectangle? So the rectangle for B, so area of rectangle here, area of rectangle, which is equal to length times what? Breadth or width. So what is the length here? So the length is 7 and the width is 3. So when you multiply the two together, you get what? 21. Then it's going to represent it in centimeters what? Squared. I hope this is clear. All right. So that is that on this. So that is, let me write here, that's 21 centimeters squared. So that is that on this one. So we move to the next one. So that is going to be area of triangle. Area of triangle. From what we have here, area of triangle, you can see what's going to happen is this. Let's draw a rectangle and see how the area of triangle is being derived. So this is a rectangle. If I should draw the diagonal of this, what I'm going to have is going to be what? A rectangle. This, let me show this. This part here is a rectangle, is a triangle rather. Good. So since it's a triangle, so that means a triangle is half of a rectangle. And mind you, area of rectangle is length times what? Breadth. So the breadth is this, which is also this, and the length is this. Right. But if I have to write this on here, so this L here will become the base of the triangle, while the breadth will become the height of the triangle. Are you with me now? So for us to now get area of triangle, that will be the half of area of this. That is half of area of rectangle. And mind you, the length, which is now the height, the breadth, the base now, then be half, then times length, which is the base, and times breadth, which is the height. So that is how we have area of triangle to be what? Half base times what? Times height. Hope this is very clear. So that is how we derive uh, the area of what? Triangle. So let's look at example and see how we can solve questions on this. So the first one we have here, we're given this question. Hold on. All right, let's look at this example 2 on how to calculate areas of a triangle. So we have two questions here. Find the areas of the shapes below. So the first one is this. So from here, the first you need to do here is to identify the base and the height. So having known that area of a triangle is half base times what height. So we now need to, what's the base? So the base is this 6 here. So that is the 6 centimeters. While the height is what is 7 centimeters. So in this case, that would be area will then be what half multiplied by 6 multiplied by 7. So 2 can go here 1, 2 can go here 3. So this will then give us 3 times what 7, and that gives us 21 centimeters squared. I believe this is clear. All right, so we move to question B. So now, if you look at this here, you'll be looking at that. Which one? You see the dotted line. The dotted line here is not part of the shape, right? They are just using to show that this. You can see from the arrow we have here to this here is showing us the height of this shape. If this side is given, let's say this side is given as 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters will not be the height. So the height will be this. So it has to be vertical. So once it is bent, so it's not the height. As you can see that this one is also vertical here. So that is the reason why we have this the dotted line to show that, okay, from the beginning of this point to the point here is what we refer to as the height. So in that case, the same thing, A is equal to half base times height, where the base is 4 and the height is what is 7. So therefore, we're going to have half times 4 times 7. So 2 here 1, 2 here 2. That is 2 times 7. All right. And 2 times 7 gives us, that is going to be what, 14 centimeters squared. I believe this is very clear to you. All right. So that's how to do that. So we move to the next one. So the next one now is area of parallelogram. Look at area of parallelogram. So area of parallelogram. So parallelogram and what's it called? Triangle, they're almost the same thing. They almost have the same properties. But what makes them different is that the angles we have in a rectangle are 90 degrees. Each of the angles there are 90 degrees. So this is 90, 90, 90, 90. But in the case of parallelogram, they are not the same. They are not 90 degrees. So this is bigger than this. This and this are the same. This and this are the same. I hope I'm making sense. So that's what makes them different. Though the opposite sides are parallel and equal. So also in triangle too, they are also parallel and also what equal. So that is that on this one. Now to now find the area. So this is the base. Then we can then have the height. Height. So it is base multiplied by the what? By the height. So base times height is the what? The area of a parallelogram. So let's look at examples on that. So before we move on, so that for practical purpose, right? All right. So example 3. This example is on parallelogram. So we consider we have different types of parallelograms there. So different form. So we have find the areas. So that should be areas of the shapes below, right? So find the areas of the shapes below. So the first one here, excuse me. Okay, the first one we have here. So you can see that area for A area of parallelogram is what? Base times what? Height. So what is the base here? The base is 11 and the height is what? 9. So in that case, base is equal to 11 and the height is equal to 9. So therefore, area will then be equal to 11 times 9, which will give us what? 99 centimeter squared. All right, so now the next one. So as you can see, this is the base is 98 millimeters and then 36 millimeters is the height. So area is equal to base times height, and then the base is equal to 98 mm, and the height is equal to 36 what mm. So the base will then the area will then be 98 multiplied by 36. So 98 multiplied by 36 will give us let's check it. 98 multiplied by 36. So that gives us 3,528. So that's going to be 3,528. So that is millimeter. It's going to be then be millimeter squared. I hope this is clear. Then for the last part here, which is part C, which is C. So what we have, so the height, the base, this will become the base, and 3 centimeters is the what is the height. So area is base times the height as well. So that is 20 multiplied by what 3. So this will become what 60 centimeters squared. So that is that on the parallelogram. So the next shape that we have there, the next shape we have there, the next shape we have is trapezium. So the next shape is trapezium. So look at the areas of trapezium as well. So for trapezium, so we have area of trapezium is half of, you see this side, we have two sides that are parallel. This side is parallel to this side, right? And so that is the first one, because one is bigger and one is small. So the smaller one is A and the bigger one is B. Whichever one you like, you can name it anyhow. So whatever you have there and this one, they multiply by the height, half of it. So this is half A plus B bracket what H is what the formula. So that's area of a trapezium. Then the next shape that we have here is a circle. So let's look at the area of circle. Let's look at the area of circle. So for area of circle, uh, this is straightforward. Uh, area of circle is pi r squared. So what we have here, a circle is a perfectly round shape with all points at the same distance from the center. That is the radius. So find the area of circle involves pi. Finding the area of the involved pi, a special number roughly equals to 3.142. Area of circle is pi times radius times radius. That's how we call it pi r rod square. So something that is very simple. So we're not going to look at examples on this. We look at examples. We've not done examples on the trapezium. We're going to look at that. That one is very straightforward. So we have this. So what we have there is find the area of these areas of the shapes below. Find the areas of the shapes below. So we have the first one and the second one. So for the first one, so we notice that the area is circle. The first one is a circle. To find area of a circle is of pi r squared, right? Then the first thing you need to do is what is the area? What is the radius? The radius here from the center to the what to the circumference is the radius, and the radius is 10. So r is equal to 10. So in that case, pi will then be 22 over 7 times 10 what 10 squared, which is what 22 over 7 times what 100. So then need to calculate it. So 22 divided by 7, then multiply by 100. So that will give us 314.28 centimeters squared. So 3 so that will going to be 314 centimeters squared. I hope this is clear. Now, because the next one is the second part. Now, if you look at the second part here, we are given diameter. The 6 here is diameter. So you now need to find the radius. When you are given diameter is 6. Sometimes you'll be given diameter like this. So we need to find the radius. So the radius with half of diameter divided by that gives us 3. So in that case, area, which is pi r square. So then radius is 3. That is 22/7 or 3.142. Whichever one you use, you get the same answer. Multiply by 3 squared. So that's going to be 3.142 times 9. 3.142 times 9. 3.142 times 9. So that gives us 28.278. 28.278. So approximately it's going to be 28.3 centimeters squared. I hope this is clear. Okay, so if that is the case, let's quickly go back to trapezium and see examples on that. So if, for instance, this trapezium that we have here, you're given the side this to be 3 and this to be 5, then this to be what? Let's say 8. All right, so you are looking for the area. So the area will then be half into bracket A, which is 3, plus B, which is 5, then multiply by the height, which is what? 8. So in this case, so 2 can cancel this, and that's 4. 3 plus 5 is what? 8. That is 8 times 4, which is going to give us what? 32 centimeter squared. Is that clear now? So the last one is to look at areas of composite what shapes. Areas of composite shapes. Now, area of composite shapes. So composite shapes I've explained earlier on are made up of 2 or more plane shapes. So their areas can be calculated using addition and subtraction of the areas of the plane shape. So if you look at the first one we have here, you notice that this shape here, the first one you have here, is a combination of a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is also a rectangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. So which means you are given this, you find the area of rectangle, find the area of this rectangle, find the area of this triangle and this triangle, then add everything together. That gives you the final answer. I hope that is clear. Then the second one, which is number 2, let's say this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. All right. Now, so for the second one, you can see we have rectangle and semicircle. So you find the area of semicircle and find the area of rectangle. Then the third one, if you look at it, some of you will run away. No, 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 you don't have to do that. It's very simple. Just look at it. So the first one here is triangle. This one is rectangle. This is triangle. This is rectangle. This triangle. This triangle. It's very simple. You just need to calculate the areas of each of the plane shapes that you have there. That are made up of the composite shapes shape, right? So for the fourth one here, this is rectangle. This is a square. This is a rectangle. The same thing with this one. This is a rectangle, triangle, triangle. So these are all of them are triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. We have 6 triangles there. So just calculate the area of the triangle and multiply by 6. So that is that on this one. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look at example and see how we can solve a problem on that. So we have this example here. So let's move this on here. So the example. So we have these 2 examples. So we have to find the areas of the shapes below. So uh, this is it here. You can see. So what we're going to do first is we're going to break the shape down. We're going to divide the shape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a dotted line like this. So this place. So what you notice is that the upper part is a parallelogram, while the lower part is what? Is a rectangle. So this is going to be, so area of the shape will then be area of parallelogram, that's parallelogram, sorry, plus rectangle. So the parallelogram, the base of the parallelogram is 10. That is a base times what? Height. Plus area of a rectangle there is of length times what? Width. Is length times what? Width or breadth. So for the base here, this is 10. The height is this. This is not the height. I told you the other time. This is not the height. So the height is measured from here to here. That is 7 plus the length here is 16 times what? 7. So this will give us 70 plus everything in centimeter squared. So that is 70 plus 16 times 7 now. 16 multiplied by 7, that gives 112. 112 centimeter squared. So we can then add them together. So we can then add them together. So by the time we add two of them together, plus 70. So this is going to give us 182. So that is 182 centimeters square. You can see it's very simple. So once you see composite shapes like this, don't be afraid. It's not something that is hard. Just look at it. See how you can cut the shape so that you have different kind of plane shapes that you can find their areas. So that's how to do this one. It's very simple. So the last question we have there is T, right? So, but we're going to break this one down as well. So what we're going to do now is, let's cut it here. When you cut it here, you have a rectangle. This is 1, this is 2. So you have two rectangles. The first one, so let me raise this back and use it to. All right. For B, the second part here, we have cut it, right? So the first part, which is this, and the second part, which is this, we are going to put down dimension. So dimension of this one is 20 by what? By 5 meters. The meters. And the second one is 4 meters by what? Now, what you are going to notice here is this. You can see from here to here is 25, while from here to here is 5. So which means from this place to this place will be what? 20. That is 25 minus 5. So this will become what? 20. I hope this is clear now. So therefore, the area will then be what? 20 multiplied by 5 plus 20 multiplied by what? 4. So this is going to give us 100 plus 80. So final answer will then be 180 meters squared. Meters squared. I hope this is very clear to you. All right, so that is that on this, and I hope you find this video useful and helpful. You can see that uh, to calculate area of any shape, it's very, very easy. So what you just need to do is to go through the video uh, multiple times so that you'll be able to get acquainted with the formula and try to, if possible for you to memorize the formula, memorize them and commit them to memory so that anytime you're asked to do it, it's easier for you to record the formula. And the more you solve questions, the more you get used to the way questions are set on that day. So we're going to meet. I will send your question quiz along with it to make sure you watch the video before you attempt the quiz. So we're going to meet in our next class. So bye for now.